Class E podcast listeners, we are starting a brand new segment we are calling Everyday Entrepreneur. And so our first guest for the next few weeks will be folks who participated in the Greenville Starts program with the Hill Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship here at Furman University. And our first guest today is Marnie Peters. Marnie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mary.
So Marnie, tell us about your venture that brought you to Greenville Starts.
So I am a massage therapist by trade and an entrepreneur, inventor by passion. So really, I was combining those two ideas when I came up with the concept of LuMend Therapy Studios. So the idea is that you would have a convenient, accessible, affordable place to come and get a LED light therapy in order to heal your body in a way that people really have not experienced up until this point. This technology has been around for a long time, but it is still new to the public.
So I remember you saying in class that, because I was in the Greenville Starts program with you, that this is research based on, research NASA did. Tell us about that. And so when did they do this research and how is it helpful for healing?
Okay, so in the 1950s, they started researching light and what it could do for their astronauts in space. And one of the things they discovered was that certain lights penetrate through the skin and actually stimulate the skin and muscle cells to regenerate faster than they would otherwise. And so that technology has been studied and restudied, and there's new information out, there's new studies that have come out. There are actually companies now that are doing their own studies to see how far this light can really heal. For the purposes that I want to use it for, it's really to regenerate muscle tissue so that if you're an athlete or if you're aging gracefully, you can keep doing what you've always done and still be healthy and viable.
Okay, so would this be a studio? Would it be a massage therapy place that has these light rooms, I guess, in it?
So it would be a combination with the focus on the light. So massage would be offered as well as an adjunct, but the light itself is so healing. I would really like to educate people and get them into a regular routine so that can heal at the cellular level. Massage is wonderful.
Absolutely,
there's no question.
And you're a great massage therapist.
Well,
I will say, full disclosure here, Marnie is my cousin, and I've had many massages from her. She's amazing. Go ahead.
Thank you. So if you combine the two, the therapy is incredible. So that's really what I'm looking to do, incorporating the LED light therapy, massage, but also sauna. Yeah. Because as you know, I'm recently a new lover of sauna.
Right. And so I think the combination of all three of those things is just going to be amazing for folks who come into your place. Speaking of, what did you gain from attending Greenville Starts in this whole process? Because let me tell everybody a little bit more about you, because you, I think, sold yourself short just a little bit. You are an inventor. She has brought 3 products to market. And you are a serial entrepreneur, really. And so this is the latest in your ideas. So in the Greenville Starts program, how did that help you when you came into the program with the idea? Where are you now?
So the Greenville Starts program is amazing because I'm new to Greenville. So what I'm looking to do really requires meeting people and having that connection. And so that's one aspect that has been absolutely fantastic. Also, I have always brought my products to market really by myself, right. And that is very hard. I've learned along the way how to do it, but there are pieces that I definitely have felt are missing, and I feel like the Greenville Starts program was helping to fill in those pieces. So when I started the program, I went in with just eyes wide open, going, okay, what can I learn new? And I will tell you, what I took out of it is a much more organized process than I've ever had before. And I really needed that, being, my brain goes in 50 different directions. And so being able to focus and go, okay, here's the process to get from A to B to C was very helpful. Yeah. And so that's where I am now. So I'm taking it slow because as you know, with COVID, people are a little bit apprehensive in going in public to get massage or to have somebody really work with you that closely, or even with going to any kind of spa. You just have to be really careful. And so I am in the process of making sure that all my ducks are in a row, so to speak, making sure that my business plan is really solid, and then I'm hoping to launch sometime next year, either spring or fall, one or the other.
So right now you're looking for a spot, you're kind of getting the funding, you have your sources for the lights.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, all of those things, because I mean, really location.
Absolutely. Yep.
So I'm being very strategic about that and just making sure I go in with the idea that this is the place that I'm going to build, right? So I want to start and kind of finish in Greenville in the same place. Right. I don't want to have to move once I establish my business.
Right. Exactly. So what advice would you give to other everyday entrepreneurs who haven't gone through a program like GVL Starts? One,
and I'm stealing this a little bit from Sarah Blakely and her brother Ford, and I shouldn't say stealing. Actually, I feel the same way, and I've done this for years. Right. You need to have a notebook. You've got to write down your ideas, because even as you're building something, you're going to come up with 50,000 other ideas, and you can't move on all of them at the same time, and you have to see what rises to the top. And so having that notebook really helps you to see what makes the most sense for you at that period of time in your life. So that's a good place to start. And then network. You know, use other people's advice or their experiences or whatever information that they're able to give you. Use that to build on what you already want to do, because a lot of this is not reinventing anything. Right. You know, it's just putting it together in a different way than somebody else has thought of.
And making it work.
Right. For you, exactly.
All right, Marnie, thank you so much for being on the Class E podcast. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And as always, thank you so much for choosing the Class E podcast. Before I let you go, a big announcement. Now you have 2 ways to soak up the information and discussions shared in the Class E podcast. We've launched the Class E podcast YouTube channel. So check that out and watch our episodes there. Or of course you can find the audio version wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, watch out for our brand new short segments, Everyday Entrepreneur. Learn in brief how everyday people become entrepreneurs as they share their stories with us. Remember, the Class E podcast is made possible through a partnership between the Hill Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship and the Communication Studies Department here at Furman University. This episode is produced by students Emma Kerr and Eliza Polich. I'm your host, Mary Sturgill. Until next time, dream big, everybody.